15 minutes.
Thank you. You are my everything. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I think about where I'd be if not for you and your love for me, I wanna sing it, tell the world how you saved my life. Now I feel alright. When I feel alone, you're always there, my comforter. I know you care. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for taking me higher and higher. You are my everything, my life, my love. You are. You are my everything, my peace of mind. Yes, you are. Yes, you are my everything. Everything. You are my everything. You are. You're my joy in time of sorrow. You're my hope for tomorrow. When I'm feeling bad, you make me smile. You're my need all the while. You're my joy in time of sorrow. You're my hope for tomorrow. When I'm feeling bad, you make me smile. You're my need all the while. Yeah, you're everything. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I want you to know. I want to thank you. Thank you, yeah. You're everything. Thank you. You're everything. My everything. Thank you. Thank you. My peace. My soul. My life.
Woo!
Hey, kitten.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Yes.
No, you're not late. We are early.
We are early.
We are early. So
Yes, from now on, you will catch us from 8 to 9 so that you just don't catch us between 2 and 3 because we in the beauty shop. What? Up, do.
right. How y'all doing?
How's everyone doing?
How's it going? What's
Welcome
new?
to episode 46
Yes.
of the
46.
BGKH show with Dominion and Epic. And, in case that wasn't clear enough, I am Dominion.
I am epic. Shout out to my little brother who wore me a t-shirt.
Okay, that's cute. That's cute. That is festive.
It's festive.
Okay.
So
All right.
I forgot the gentleman's name that makes the shirts. One of his friends, but I will post that on my Facebook page later on today.
Yeah, because I need a shirt that says Dominion.
They don't. They just say epic. It's a noun.
Oh, well, girl, epic is a word, too. This is just,
It's a noun. It's just, but okay.
Okay. It's just a word like all of the other words in the dictionary. But okay, sure, fine, sure. Fine. I do not have complex feelings about it. I'm good.
As is dashiki.
It is. Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you mad?
I am not. Listen,
Touch the dashiki,
what
darling.
I'm mad about is that if I knew you was gonna wear your dashiki, then I would have worn my new onesie. What? What?
Well,
bitch?
I got a matching
What,
one, so
bitch?
I will let you. What we'll do is we'll coordinate.
Listen,
we'll
we're gonna
coordinate our ensembles.
That's fine. So listen,
next week.
Next
So,
week onesies.
Onesies.
Bam.
All right, onesies.
Bam.
Onesies with the titties out. Just like a little bit of cleavage right here.
Okay, all of them are ready for that.
Yeah.
All of them.
I'm good.
We talking about slim fitting. We talking about
No, I can't do the slim.
Listen,
Not quite ready for the slim fitting.
Listen, from
So,
here
you know.
up, I'm everything. I'll be sitting in the show like,
Hello, everyone.
hola, hola. Thank you all for tuning into the BGKH show, which
So what does that stand for?
Stands for B. The B is for the blacks.
The blacks.
Get into this skin, honey. Touch
The
all of
blacks.
it. The gays.
Hey.
Girl. The kinky.
This is what happened when you put it in your asshole. Your asshole just like this. Just open up the asshole.
That ain't really that kinky, but you know, we
You know, for some people,
for some
that's
people,
the height
it's-
of.
yeah, well, unfortunately.
Right.
And then also with all of that, we are all still human. So
Well, all right, Khalid. Thank you for tuning into the show. Yes, this is a dashiki moo.
well, listen, I'm here for it.
You know,
I'm-
she's incredibly
listen,
comfortable. You know, this
that-
girl was $5.
Let me tell you something about after 40. It is all about comfort.
Yeah.
And let me tell you this. Listen, because my onesie collection is built on comfort.
Exactly.
And I'm here for it. I'm here for all this. Even my sleep shirts, comfort. I'm here for it.
Well, I sleep naked, so
Well, listen, in the wintertime,
I can't even sleep it. Well, no, I just put on extra blankets and turn up
I
the
always
heat.
got on extra blankets and all that good stuff. But I'll get in it.
You know what
when
what
walk
used to
around.
be my favorite thing is a heated mattress pad.
I will be sweating profusely and jumping out
Really?
of bed. Like something about in the center of my back. If it's like hot, so I'll be like,
I loved it because what you do, you turn it down low, so it's not super hot, but it's providing like a low level ambient heat
okay.
that I like. But over time, the coils on it started irritating me, so I need one that has like a pad on it. And then I was just like, this seems like a lot, so I just add a cover on top.
Okay.
So it's been a minute since we got together. So there's been a
Lord
lot
mercy.
going on. What's going on in your world?
I mean, well, not just specifically in my world, but I mean, we've had like the shutdown, then the opening,
Right.
Then we had this fool trying to do a national emergency
Right.
and all that type of stuff. We've had snow, we've had
Right.
ice. What else? Did we lose somebody? Did we lose somebody? Didn't somebody die in the last 2
I'm
weeks?
sure lots of people have died, but not
Well-
anyone that I'm famous that I'm aware of.
Okay, I feel like somebody we forgot about somebody that passed. I don't know. Well, clearly they weren't that important. So
That's wrong, because now you're gonna remember, and then you're gonna say, "What?"
I mean, if I do, it's just not coming to my mind right now. So who? James. So James
Ingram,
Ingram,
yes.
we lost. But anyway, so a great music, great musician, great singer. So we lost one.
All right.
But so what's going on with me? So let's see. Do you know that marker?
Mm-hmm.
It's driving me crazy.
You don't like it?
That's
You don't like the smell? Does it really?
Do you feel it?
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay, so every day people learn something new about me. That marker sound. What?
Oh, it's the sound. It's not the smell.
Oh,
it's the sound.
The sound. It's the
Oh.
like the squeak squeak.
Like chalkboard, fingers on the chalkboard. Is it worse than that?
Stay in the same league.
Oh, okay. So like this.
I knew this bitch was gonna do it. I knew it. Anyway, what's going on with me? Shit. There's so much going on. I forgot. You start because I can't
Okay.
remember what the hell.
So we were off 1 week because of President's Day weekend.
Right.
And then last week we were off because of that fake ass snowstorm.
Listen, well.
DC is. So here's the thing. See, DC, every year, we do the fake out. So it's like, oh, it's going to storm, it's going to storm, it's going to storm. And then we get like an inch. Or we get a couple of inches, but it's nothing that really should like shut the whole world down. And then everybody gets complacent, and everybody like, you know what, fuck that. The next snowstorm, we ain't canceling shit. We ain't canceling shit. And then we get like a foot of snow, and everybody gets stuck.
Yeah.
But not me, because, I'm always like, if it's more than an inch of snow on the ground, I stay home.
Well-
I always bring my computer home if I know it's going to snow the next day because I don't even want to be bothered. Because I don't trust hoes like that on the road. I
Listen.
don't trust hoes on the road when it's dry. So let alone when it's,
The rain
snow.
in DC is definitely something that I never understood why in DC when people would get on the road and it's raining,
You can keep talking, honey.
the rain makes people go crazy. Snow for me is not really an issue. It doesn't really bother me. I can drive in snow up to like probably like maybe six to 8 inches is the most I'll take. But as soon as you get the ice,
You can only take 6 to 8 inches.
of snow.
Let the record show, Epic said that he can only take 6 to 8 inches
Of snow. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to, take your hoe card.
6 to 8 inches.
I have
Listen.
I have expectations of you.
Listen, unfortunately, although I'm not a founder like of this particular organization, like some of you are, however, I am in very good standing. Thank you very much.
Your hoe card.
Is
Are you trying to say
very good.
I'm a hoe founder?
No. I'm just saying my
Oh,
standing
oh.
is good.
I mean, because I'm fine with being a hoe founder.
Listen,
I'm good with it.
That's fine, but I'm just saying. But my standing is good.
Right. And don't forget, you can dial in and give us a buzz, 240-719-2560. One more time for the people in the cheap seats.
240.
No, hold on. 240-719-2560. I like that sound.
So wait a minute. So now, are we doing ASMR now? Like 240-719-2560.
I never understood the appeal
Oh my
of that.
God.
I'm
'Cause I don't either.
What the fuck?
I
So
don't
you're
either.
just whispering in the shit and just touching and.
And Lisa,
I mean, I understand what it is, but I don't understand why that
is so popular.
it should be popular to you. That just seems dumb to me. It's like a lot of shit,
Right. But anyway, What's Her Face
Anyway.
even has a commercial. Zoe Kravitz has this
Yes.
ASMR commercial.
Yes.
For a soda, I think it is.
No.
But anyway.
Anyway, so a lot happened over the time. So Fort Lauderdale. So I this is going to be like an annual trip for me. So I went, and it was just so much cheaper to go on Wednesday instead of Thursday. I saved like $250. I checked into the house on Thursday, and the house was smaller than the house we had before.
I thought it was the same one.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because that was because the winter is the high season in Florida, so the prices were more expensive.
Okay.
So this smaller house was actually right in my price point, especially since I was going alone,
Okay.
which I was completely fine with.
Okay.
And I should have had them heat the pool though, because it was cold. That pool was cold.
Why would the heater on the pool be off at this particular point in time?
Because there's a cost for that. And, I just didn't think about it. I was like, well, I looked at the temperature. I was like, oh, it's going to be like 75, 80 degrees during the day. Right. But first of all, the sun angle is low. So it's not high in the sky. So it's not literally beating down on the water and heating the water up. So I spent most of the time in the hot tub. But I had a wonderful time. So, I did a little shopping. I did a little hoeing. I discovered...
What did you discover?
It's not a new hoe spot, but it's new to me, and I've been to Fort Lauderdale many a time.
Which spot was this?
This is a spot that is adjacent to a well-known bar in Fort Lauderdale, because I'm not sure how much people knew. I mean, it was a lot of people there. Well, not a lot of people, but everyone knew about it, so I don't think I'm...
Is this the bar with the black and white tile floor? There's a hole in the wall that is, I can't remember what the name of it is. I just remember it has a black and white tile floor. Okay. I'm not sure if that's, yes, he is, but.
I don't think that bar has the bar I'm thinking of,
This is
it does not have
really
a
small, like it's probably like.
No, it's not that place.
Okay.
So the kids were carrying on a little bit back there, but it immediately set my spidey sense tingling, because you park. Or then you walk up.
A hoe knows what's going on. You just, a hoe knows. And let's start.
A hoe knows. So you walk around the corner, and essentially it's like a little alleyway between the back of one building, and for whatever reason, so they didn't, the fence for the next property, the next is an empty lot or whatever. But the fence doesn't go to the back of that property because people need to have access to the back of those buildings.
But there's parking back there, or like a driveway.
Yes. And it's like a little, of course you know, because hoes know. But it's like a dead end. So if you walk into that little alley, the only way out is to come back. And my mind is immediately like, if this bitch gets raided, there is no way I can get out. Because if it was a straight through, then you just keep on walking, and then you just pretend like you just happen to be walking around the neighborhood at 4 o'clock in the morning with a hard dick. I mean, listen, it's Fort Lauderdale. These things might happen. And then also there was like obstacles. So like in the alley, there's like a huge bump, and of course my clumsy ass tripped right over the bump while people trying to get their dicks up, around. Now it wasn't completely right. It wasn't completely full like it is normally, but it was interesting, and so now it'll go back on my list. But that just seemed too dangerous to me, so I just went to Slammers, and it was a Saturday night.
I don't think
and
I've actually been in Slammers though. I know I've been
in lots of people in Slammers, yes.
But
it was yes.
Well,
quite
I've been
nice.
to the other little place, the one with the pool downstairs.
The bathhouse. Mm-hmm. Which bathhouse? I mean, there's like several.
It's whatever one it is. It's connected to the ones up
like Club
up north.
I think it's like Club Fort Lauderdale.
Because that downstairs swimming pool was everything.
Oh well, I'm about to put that on. Every time I go, I just never have to be bothered because listen, Slammers is a sure thing. It like even with the bathhouse, you got to sort of walk around, you got to make the eye, you got to do whatever. The bathhouse. Even though it's fun.
Yeah.
But Slammers, it's like they have rooms where you do that and petitions and glory holes and stuff. But then there's also just the orgy room. And in the orgy room,
I'm so deprived. What is
the orgy room is just dudes just lined up and ready to take it.
I have not been. Where have I been? Why have I been?
Where have you been?
Like I'm trying to figure out why have I not made it to Slammers.
Next time we go, you got to go.
Oh
you
my
should come
God.
because I already booked the hotel, the house for Labor Day.
And I'm calling out all my whole friends. Why haven't you motherfuckers taken me to Slammers? Like what the hell? But anyway,
and then, so we had a wonderful time and we hung out. And then Sunday, during Sly says he's watching while masturbating to porn. Are we okay? Okay.
Okay. Well,
good for you. He might have been replying to someone else in the
Shabbat Shalom.
Right. But so what else did I do? I drank a little bit, not as much as I normally do, but because this was really just like this was more of a how Stella got her groove back kind of trip. This was like low key.
Stella need to get drunk.
I don't need to get drunk to have a good time.
No, not to have a good time, but Stella just need to get drunk just because.
So, but I did have a wonderful time. I did have several drinks. I did have a few late night rendezvous.
Ooh, those are always cute.
One of them went rendezvous where he, first of all, I didn't even necessarily want to hook up with him, but because I wanted something new. But
this is true. This is absolutely true.
I'm on vacation,
You're like
new ass.
You're like
And it was not that it was bad before, but I was like, so
but it's
anyway,
like okay.
So
I'm gonna put you to the side.
He apparently saw me on Scruff, even though I hadn't logged on to Scruff. But then he texted me and he was like, okay, he's like, I'm gonna go out with my friends, and then if you need anything, just hit me later. I didn't because that particular night I was just gonna hang. Then he texted me like at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm coming back from the club, and I'm sitting in the hot tub, enjoying my cocktail. So I'm having my cocktail,
my complimentary
peanuts,
bag of peanuts, individually packaged peanuts,
and I am just relaxing in the hot tub. And he texts me and says, I'm naked and lubed up on the bed, and my door is open. I'm like, well, here we go.
Be there in 7 minutes.
And here's the key. It took me without realizing I was that close to him. I was literally walking distance.
Oh.
It would take me like 10 minutes to walk. By car, it took me like 90 seconds. So I got there, did that, had a lovely time, and came back. And then Sunday we went to this festival called the Gay 8, which is on Calle Ocho, 8th Street in Miami, so Little Havana. And so they had this gay festival there. And let me tell you,
some of the pictures look a little festive. Like y'all look a little festive.
All of these big booty Latino boys, Lord have mercy.
And I'm realizing that there's a type for me. I'm generating a type too.
Oh my goodness! I just had such a wonderful time.
Yeah.
A wonderful time. I'm having a wonderful time. So last weekend, we went up to Philadelphia
Widener, yes.
to go to Widener. So shout out to her. She might be watching Dr. Erica Evans.
Erica, you on?
Are you
here?
on? Are you there?
Are you there, Erica?
Erica Evans, paging Dr. Erica Evans. So, we go up to talk to this PhD human sexuality class. So that was lovely.
It's always a good time. And I think what now is good for me is when I watch the pledges and just the new people that haven't been, they have a good time. And so it's very fun, and for me it's very nostalgic because I was in a program similar to that, and it's just a great thing to actually give back. And it's always good to get some of the energy from the students too.
Right.
Because shout out to Mark.
What was that shirt? Marquita
yes,
was the one with the sunflower seeds.
Shout out to Marquita, who was double fisting. She had a whole big bag of sunflower seeds in one hand. They were flavored, by the way.
Did you have some?
No, but I looked at the bag. It was like dill pickle, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And she had a regular bag as well. So she was eating the sunflower seeds out of one bag and spitting the shells in the other.
Literally, while she is talking, she's chewing the sunflower seed and then spitting the seed into the other bag. In the middle of this class, while she's asking questions, I was like, this is a
And when she told me where she was from, I was like...
Where did she say she was from? Atlanta?
She did. She was in Atlanta.
The ghetto.
Yeah, she was a Georgia peach.
But I mean, she's getting her PhD. She's getting her master's degree.
I'm not mad at her. Go ahead on.
Ministry,
go ahead on. But that was fun. That was real fun.
Well, we also met Honey Dip.
We did meet Honey Dip. We're gonna come back to Honey Dip.
No, we're only.
I'm just saying, Honey Dip's in the store. It was, it had a lot of stuff in the store.
The store was fun. We had a good time in the store. We met a cutie named John at the Dunkin' Donuts across the street that almost got dragged into the corner and consensually molested. It was definitely going to be consensual because he would not have fought it. He would have been like, but my boyfriend.
One of the highlights for me was the drive up. So I don't really get a lot of time to spend with all of my brothers, the ones that I was actually pleasuring with. But it was fun just being in their presence, and so when we get together, it's always conversation. It's always a kiki. So I shout out to Spectre and Deviant. It was always a kiki riding up with them, and then also another one of our brothers rode up with us, who was our assistant pledge master. So that was a good time. But oh my gosh, the conversation.
Was it festive?
It was a lot of conversation.
A lot
of conversation.
Oh goodness. So
a lot. But anyway,
so that's that. And then Philadelphia was fun. And my basement is officially the contractor is officially finished. I still got to stain all of the woodwork.
So I am officially over this. So I had to get this through like second and third hand that the shit was done and everybody else got a tour and I did not.
No one got a tour.
Excuse me, the line got a tour.
Of my dungeon?
Yes.
When did they do that?
I just saw them last weekend, so apparently it was sometime before last weekend.
Well, they've been over to the house and you haven't. All they did was see that. I mean, they haven't seen it completely finished with the paintings hung and everything. So
okay, I'm just listen. Listen.
Don't. You mad, Twan? You mad? You mad a little bit? So now I have like 10 paintings that are still wrapped up. So I got to do that.
Are you doing the velvet one from your the one that was at your father's house?
You know, I didn't even think about that. I
gotta
get
everything.
That.
Listen,
yes.
If you were a child of the 70s, you know doggone well when you go to somebody's basement and it had that brown paneling. And your aunt or your uncle or your parents had that one black velvet painting of something.
It
was either a naked woman,
real
curvy with a big afro.
And
it might have been a lion or a tiger or something in the background.
And you know we got the lion and the tiger too. We got the tiger one too.
So those
paintings.
Listen.
In fact, my sister Kendra. Don't even try it, girl. Don't try it. That black painting of the woman and the tiger painting are going in my basement.
Listen,
I forgot all about those.
Right, that'll be right. Welcome to the dungeon.
Right.
Listen,
And those album covers that I got.
Did you save a couple? Cause
I got them, but they are waterlogged, so those might not work.
But
those
you might be able to
paintings,
save a couple of them.
those paintings are definitely going to go. So the basement, so
You didn't christen it yet?
it just finished today, and so I don't even have a sofa done yet.
Oh, okay.
Or because the sofa's in boxes, so I got to get everything done. So like this weekend, I have to stain all of the wood because I saved the cabinets would have been like $90. Oh, there's nothing to do this weekend. It'll be next weekend.
Well, I won't be here anyway. I'm just well next weekend I'll be here. Yeah.
The cabinets were $90 a piece. If I had got them pre-finished, they'd have been $300. So I was like, well, fuck that.
90 sounds good.
Right, and some stain. And there we go. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm just get that gel stain. We'll put one coat on it. I ain't gonna be worried about it. All right. So then I'm just going to give this shout out, this announcement. So if you are in DC, or I just put it this way, be in DC, March 30th.
Well, let's take that back. Let's go back one day.
29th.
On the 29th, it is the beginning of an Onyx event, or the Onyx event, Code Red. And this is an event that was created, and the proceeds will go towards helping reduce the stigma of HIV and AIDS.
Yes.
So it is a charitable event. It is a fun time had by all, and it's turned into a large weekend.
Is your look coming together?
My look is coming together.
Listen,
I've gotten
let me
one
tell you,
piece in.
I have gone. I could put together.
Let's finish this up.
Okay, all right.
So on the 29th, there's going to be a bar night at the Green Lantern, and the theme of that is going to be leather and lace.
Yes.
So bring out your best leather and lace for that, and that's going to be 29th, which is that Friday at the Green Lantern.
You know what? One of the pieces I bought is perfect for that. So I am ready.
So then the next day is the big event, which is Code Red.
Yes.
So we are super excited. I'm super excited because two of my favorite performers are.
So Mr. Producer,
are there.
Can we get you to?
We were able to procure the legendary.
I don't want us.
I'm going to talk about the one.
I want people to
talk about the one.
Right.
I'm talking about the other legendary.
Okay, all right. So let me cue that up.
We have procured the legendary Vaughn Allure to DJ at our Code Red function. So basically, any of you that are into house music, and if you have been, especially on the ballroom scene, if you've heard any of these remixes that are coming out or that have come out, where it's very fast, very sped up, and you hear somebody in the background laughing, that is Vaughn Allure.
Are we ready?
But the other legendary person that we have is this one right here. Break it down. Get the beat. Get to it. Feeling it. Feeling it. Is feeling it. Feeling it. Kevin
The legendary
Aviance.
Kevin motherfucking Aviance will be at Code Red Saturday, March 30th at the DC Eagle for a special performance that is guaranteed to gag the shit out of you.
Oh, what's the name tell you about it? The performance? What he's gonna do for it?
No.
I'll tell you afterwards. It is.
Am I?
Listen.
If I was gagged before, am I going to be gagged?
It's the idea and the way it sounds is going. It's like what? So yeah.
Okay, and you'll tell me, but it's a secret other than that. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So it is. It's going to be a gag to end up. It's a gag for gag's sake.
Basically. And we are over the moon, excited about that. We're ecstatic.
Yes.
And then actually on Sunday there's going to be a brunch, and the brunch is
Freddy's.
going to be at Freddy's.
Yes.
So, but listen, please come out, support, get your best. It's a masquerade ball. So get
Right.
your
So
best
here's
mask.
the thing: do not come in here with some little. Listen, you can buy a $5 mask from
If you want to.
from Party City,
If you
but
want
then
to.
jazz that shit up. Put some beads on it. Listen,
want to.
this is a party.
Yes.
So speaking of ensembles, so I had like an original idea, so I bought all the stuff for that. Then I was like, well, maybe I could do this. And then I bought this other thing, got this other thing. Now, what I'm going to actually do, I got like a month's worth of beading and stones
I
and
need
shit.
you bitches to get out of my head, because I swear to God, I've had this conversation with Renat. He even showed me. I was like, get out of my head, bitch. Listen,
I'm
that's all
gonna
right,
show
though.
you. I'm gonna show you what the base of it looks like as we keep talking. So,
Listen.
speaking of Luke's, I just want to dive right into our Bristol, Billy motherfucking Porter. We were on the drive back from Philly, so we were sitting in Uno's across from Widener,
Yes.
and I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I was like this.
Listen.
I just.
Shout
That
out
to Christian Siriano,
who is amazing with
Yes.
avant-garde couture fashions. And this right here was, listen, now shout out to Billy Porter for rocking it, but I'm
Yes.
also going to shout out Hector Extravaganza
Yes.
for doing that a very similar look.
I mean that's not
in the
original.
80s.
It's not an original
No.
idea at all. So no one's
And,
trying
yeah,
to claim
I'm
that
not
because
saying that
the
he
girls
did, but then
immediately got in their
also,
feelings about that.
What's his name? Kennedy was his last name. When he did it, it was a champagne colored. He had a hat. He had a glass. He was standing in front of a microphone. It was beautiful. He was painted up like it was absolutely beautiful. But it was absolutely amazing. But shout out to those trailblazers that have done these types of looks. But right now, it is about Billy Porter and this black velvet ball gown-esque half tuxedo shirt.
That is the basis of.
I am not fucking speaking to Dominion right now. I'm not fucking speaking.
Are you ready, darling?
So what are you going to do with the?
This is going to be painted.
So if you do, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 of them. If you do every other one stoned,
It's going to be.
that'll give it a
It's
look.
going to. It's not going to. You're not going to see any of this color at all.
Okay.
There's going to be 2 new colors, one of which is red.
All right.
So I still got to go to Michael's and determine which one is red and which one is the other color.
So beading or stone, and then red, and then beading.
Well,
or
it's
stone.
going to be glitter and then stones.
Okay. All right.
So,
Okay.
and by stones, I just mean like from
No,
the
you
dollar
can, you
store.
can, it doesn't matter where they come
yeah,
from.
yeah, I
They
don't
gonna
mean
glue 'em
like
anyway.
diamonds. I mean, you know,
E5000 or whatever that damn glue is.
just a glue gun.
You could do that, but there's another.
Well,
one
so for the glitter part, I'm just gonna. What I'm going to do is take that
Spray.
girl off.
There's a spray adhesive you can use for the glitter.
Oh, okay,
Shake
all
it.
right, and then I just spray the fixative over top of it.
Yep.
Yes, I know you fags would know.
Yep.
Anyway, so that look was everything. It was a black tuxedo at the top, and then this voluminous skirt at the bottom. But people talked about how it was still a masculine effect because he wasn't wearing some sort of a taffeta gown or. I mean, there was tulle underneath
Yeah, I
it,
mean,
but it
that's
was
a
not
crinoline skirt underneath. of it.
right. But
Yeah.
that was all covered. I mean,
Yeah,
so it was
no,
still like
yeah.
it was an interpretation of black,
Yes.
formal black, and I loved
It's
everything
so-
about it. And
Yeah.
when he
There's
came up
nothing not
to
masculine.
the
well, I'm not gonna say not masculine, but
when he came up and then did that turn
And
and
flipped it.
flung that dress off, first of all, almost knocked some woman
Yeah.
down.
get
But-
out the way, bitch.
Right. Let me tell you, that was,
It was great.
everything.
It was absolutely great.
Wonderful.
It was, and then he took some pictures afterwards, like in the bed, which I thought were cute as well.
Yes.
So it was cute. It
Yes.
was, listen, shout out to Billy Porter for being his 110% authentic self.
Yes.
And thank you for being that and doing that for someone else that's coming up behind you.
Right. And
So-
Glenn Close's reaction to it, Glenn Close was like,
Listen,
she was 100% into it.
and at the same time, I'm going to talk about the seven black people that made history by winning Oscars that night.
Yes.
But also, I am sad that my girl Glenn Close did not.
Yeah, because I love Glenn Close.
I
have
love it.
always,
Listen.
Dangerous Liaisons are still
It's
one of my favorite
everything.
motherfucking
And
movies.
if you've never seen it, you need to get into this. movie,
You
Dangerous
have
Liaisons.
to see
You have to see.
Dangerous
Listen,
Liaison.
That
is
needs
one
to
of
be
the
in a
best
handbook for the
movies.
gays.
It is.
needs
It
to
is
be in a
definitely in the
gays. It
handbook
needs
for
to
the
be in a handbook for the
gays.
gays. Yes, thank you, Anubis, Cameron. E6000, thank you so
Is
much.
the
glue, yeah.
Is it- or is it a spray?
it's a epoxy that never ever, once you put it, it sticks. It never comes off.
Oh, so that's what I need because I don't need to be
never
worried
coming
about.
off. Never, ever,
Once
ever
this
coming off.
mask is done, I'm imagining that it's going to be like
You
a
can
piece
shellac it,
that's
put it
going
somewhere.
to
Yep, you can do
hang
that.
on the wall.
But anyway, so Ruth Carter won she was the first African American to win an Academy Award for costume design.
Yes.
For Black Panther.
Black Panther actually won like 4 or 5 awards.
Yes. Hannah Belt.
It didn't win any of the like major awards,
Right.
but
But
listen,
still, it was their awards.
costumes were an important part of this movie, so it was perfect.
Hannah Beachler won for production design.
Yes.
Peter Ramsey actually won an Oscar for being an animated feature because he was co-directed Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Right. So, and that story was about a Latino Spider-Man. His father was black and his mother is Puerto Rican. Living in
Which you
in
said was pretty
the
good.
Bronx, and it was a really good movie. I mean,
haven't
it was
seen
a
it yet.
good. It wasn't just a good cartoon.
Right.
It was a good movie.
I like the idea of seeing the different Spider-Men and
Right.
how they look. So that was good for me.
Yeah. So it was good.
My girl Regina King. Listen,
Every time I see Regina King, I keep thinking like,
Lil Brenda from
this is Lil
227.
Brenda from
Lil Brenda
227.
from
It's
227.
all grown up.
and
Look
she-
at her.
Listen, on 227, she was giving you one of the most horrible performances. Oh my god.
Oh, she was her and Calvin. Ooh,
Oh
they were
my
terrible.
god.
Oh,
But
they were so terrible.
her acting chops have honed
Yeah.
like a mug, and congratulations for that. Spike Lee and also Kevin Wilmot for Best Adapted Screenplay for Black Klansman.
Yes.
And then on top of that, I got to talk about Spike Lee and him versus Trump. Listen,
Right.
but Spike Lee basically did a speech, in his acceptance speech, as most people do at that particular point in time, whether it's an Oscar, or Grammy, or anything. They're in front of the nation on live television. They want to talk about something political or something that's going on or some cause in some way, shape, or form. Basically, Spike Lee, what he was saying was, we need to get ready for this next election to get this thing
Motherfucker.
out of the house. And so our president...
Your
I'm
president.
sorry.
Y'all's
The current president of the United States of America decides to tweet, as he has been doing before. He says, be nice if Spike Lee could read his notes, or better yet, not have to use notes at all when doing his racist hit on your president, who has done more for African Americans, meaning specifically criminal justice reform, lowest unemployment numbers in history, tax cuts, etc., than almost any other president.
If I'm going to give anything, I will say criminal justice reform is an actual thing. That is an actual thing. Lowest unemployment numbers in history
That has
is happening.
absolutely nothing to do specifically.
Is happening regardless of what you're doing. If anything, it is a carryover from the hard work that a black man did, and now like all white, not all.
And
white
also,
people.
the criminal justice reform is carrying over as well. So that's why I'm listening. I'm like, what you
but
gonna give
less
him?
so on the criminal justice. I mean, yes, but that was ground effort. I don't know that we could say like Obama did anything specific for criminal justice
was
reform.
not
And if he
him.
did, I could just be wrong.
It was not him.
That's true. He just signed the bill. It wasn't
That's
like it
it.
was. It
The-
wasn't.
all the
this,
groundwork
this
was done.
This isn't like Scandal, where after the black guy died, the black kid died, the Brandon Bates bill or whatever, where the president actually moved forward legislation. He just signed a bill that happened. So you
That
can't
was
take
not
credit for
June
that.
45. You can't take credit for that.
And these tax cuts, that's dicey too, because I'm about to do my taxes.
Listen.
And it's a lot of people around this country
That
that
are
are finding
not getting
out
any money.
that they're getting
Or
their
they're getting
tax
less.
bill. And I think it's mostly people who don't have any big deductions. So like if you don't have like
That would
a
be
house and you can't deduct your mortgage, then you might be ass out.
That would
Not
be
you
me.
personally, but
well,
yeah,
no, I
so.
mean, because I don't have a whole bunch
And
of
since
deductions.
most people do not own their homes,
Yeah,
anyway.
so listen. Cicely Tyson was also nominated as well, or she wasn't nominated. She was
Honorary.
honored. I mean, she was bestowed the honor and privilege of getting an honorary Oscar for her body of work, and she's the first woman of color to actually receive that. But now, let's be clear. Cicely Tyson was nominated for an Oscar in 1973 or 74.
Sounder.
73 for Sounder. And so, shout out to her. She's a phenomenal actress. She's a phenomenal woman. She has played everybody's grandmother or great grandmother, or she's Harriet
Sister or
Tubman,
daughter.
sister, daughter. Listen, Jennifer Lewis is taking over that role of playing everybody's mama and everybody else. But Cicely Tyson set that whole system. Well, I'm not gonna say set it in motion, but she definitely left a very large impact.
And
I'm
shout
happy
out,
that she was there to see it.
I'm going to asterisk this one. shout out to Mahershala Ali
Oh, I'm
for
sorry, I didn't
his
even-
back-to-back wins. Because he won last year for Moonlight, and he
Yes.
won this year for Green Book.
Yes.
Now, I am not mad at Mahershala Ali for acting his ass off in this movie.
Yes.
I am mad at the fact that in a story about Green Book, which is about the fact that African Americans could not travel freely around the country, the story is about the white driver
Yep.
and the black guy who hired him, who needed the protection,
Who is an accomplished
homosexual. Accomplished homosexual.
musician.
Concert pianist or something like that. And I had never heard of him, honestly. But, you know, Don Shirley was his name.
But again, if we had
Classical
mentioned that more,
pianist, yes.
if we had mentioned that more in the movie, you would have known
Right.
that.
So the story is centered on whiteness, and, you know, I mean, it's perfectly fine to be like, they're friends, which we don't know, because the family did not at all cooperate with this. So the story is told completely from the viewpoint of the driver, and the person who wrote and directed the movie is the son of the
Yes.
the guy being played in the movie. And he's, you know, he says, oh, he wasn't even aware that the Shirley family existed until after the movie came out. I was like, so you mean to tell me you did a story about a man who actually existed, who your father knew? Mm-hmm. So your father legitimately knew and worked for this person, but you didn't bother to talk to the family of the person that he worked for, if for no other reason to be like, let's flesh out this story, whatever. So what that tells me is that you had no interest in
telling their story.
in that story.
Yeah. You didn't want to tell their story. You just want to tell your story. And that's perfectly fine because that's your story. Howsoever.
Well, get into the fact that
you need to
get into the fact that Viggo Mortensen did not win an Oscar. Mahershala Ali did. So there is that.
America.
Facts are facts. So there we go.
Thank you for that.
All right, so there was the Oscars. I ain't watching none of it because, first of all, I was on the fucking road the whole goddamn time because I got stuck in. You know, we literally sat in traffic for like an hour and 20 minutes without moving. When I say without moving, that's the first time in my entire life I've sat in standstill traffic like
This
that.
is why I hate that drive back and forth. I absolutely
That's
hate
the first time that's ever happened to me, though.
So that was a little bit odd, but still, it's usually traffic, like stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But we had a cute conversation. It was a good time to catch up with my little brother and your little brother and our brother Exile. Mm-hmm. So that was fun. Mm-hmm. You know, I liked the conversation in my car.
Okay. I didn't dislike the composition of my car. In fact, I thoroughly enjoyed the composition of my car. Sin 7 is always a fun time. We always spend time together, and we always have a great time.
Okay.
We do.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's that. All right. There it is. Well, bam. So, all right.
Since we mentioned my girl Monique Hart, and because she is now a poet laureate for her quote, "America,
Facts are facts.
Let's jump into Drag Race.
Yes.
So, spoiler alert for all those who haven't watched it or haven't seen it and had no plans on watching it, but we're going to talk about what happened.
What is your general feeling?
This is some bullshit. Bullshit.
The best I can say is that I am whelmed.
Yeah, like, and honestly speaking,
I don't have as strong feelings as I did like when they screwed Shangela
No,
over.
I don't have strong feelings like that.
Because I will take that to the grave. How
Who,
they
by the way,
robbed.
looked absolutely amazing.
Oh, she looked amazing
Did you
at
see-
the Oscars.
Listen, and Jennifer Lewis was right there with her baby holding
Mm-hmm.
her. But Shangela looked amazing, and she was in A Star Is Born, so she was there to support her cast,
Right.
and everything, so that was great. But so for me, let me be clear. I like the lineup. I liked Monet. I like Monique. I like Trinity. I like Naomi. I thought that was a great lineup. Honestly speaking, I don't think that Monet
Deserved to win.
deserved to, of the 4 people that were up there, to be one of the top 2. Because I feel like if you're talking about the top 2 and you're looking, but it also depends on how you look at it. Mm-hmm. I'm happy that she won. Let me be clear.
The number of wins to me does not determine
Yeah.
top because that's
Yeah, now
the
that I
luck
wouldn't
of the
even-
draw or
yeah.
whatever. To me, it's just like, who is an all-star?
I'm looking at the stuff that Rue always talks about, the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
Right.
So from that aspect, I will say that Monique does have some of that.
Yes.
But I do feel like, that Monique Hart has a lot of nerve and talent.
She got a lot of nerve.
However, there's some
Her look is
ragged
still-
edge,
it's not
jagged
polished.
edge pieces that come
Right.
through, and she's still working on. Like, she's still a work in progress. So
Right.
maybe I'm feeling for that. But I will also say I'm here for Trinity winning.
I
Listen,
never really cared for Trinity, but I don't dislike her. And I you can not like someone and still acknowledge that they're good.
Oh yeah, Trinity
So-
was clean. She reminds me of. She did the same thing that Chad Michaels did.
Yeah, so
came
she
in
was
and
very in the Chad
like,
Michaels.
She was very in that whole
mode.
that
But for
mode.
whatever reason, I found Chad Michaels likable in a way that I just don't find Trinity likable. I think that's what it is.
That is a huge difference between Trinity and also Chad. Chad does have has a personality,
Right.
and can relate to people.
Right.
Trinity, I didn't get that from the season, so maybe we'll get that when she's out of this. Maybe we'll get this.
Right.
Something else afterwards.
I really feel like the top two should have been Naomi and Trinity. And it annoys. I don't know. Naomi just I don't know. She just came from behind and stole my heart. And I just think, I think it was,
Okay.
I think it was very ageist the way that they was like, well, she's young. But that's not to their credit, they did but Aquaria won.
And
But-
before that, it was Tyra.
Right, so
Tyra was
right,
young.
but I'm just thinking about let's just talk. So they're not necessarily always ageist, but I felt like they were dismissive of Naomi's talent, and they kept sort of couching it in the age of, well, let's see where she can do in 10 years or whatever. But she was slaying it now, so I feel like you should be rewarding her now if she was that good. And I just really liked her. I found her likable. Now, I didn't like her at first. I didn't know enough about her to like her.
I don't
at
see her
first.
as being Drag Race Hall of Fame-ish.
Really?
I don't see that.
You just see like a great body that wears, not even a great body, but a
I just
good
see
clothes body.
I see a good, like not a good
I always
clothes body.
felt like her
or
looks were very well put together to me.
They have moments, but she relied on, like, people. Rue always said you
Don't
rely
rely
on
on
that
that
pretty
body.
and that body. She relies on that model stuff, even in the acting
But
challenge.
why the fuck shouldn't you though?
I mean, listen, I'm not saying.
Outside of RuPaul's Drag Race, when you get on stage, you're going to do the shit that you're known for.
But the whole point is, you're trying to be America's next drag superstar. So that means a superstar means that you should be a threat in several different areas. So whether it's, and look at the challenges. So you're impersonating people, you're trying to sing, you're doing a little bit of dancing, you're doing some acting, like you're doing all these things. And if you can just stand there and look good, that's only
but
one
I
thing.
felt like she did fine. I felt she did fine in that ridiculous Sex and the City thing.
And you know what? That might be the thing where if you're trying to get people's acting chops to show, you might want to give them a better script. And I'm not saying it was a great script, or I'm not saying it was a horrible script, but it could have been a little different. And maybe they weren't experienced enough to do that type of quirky thing.
Right. I mean, I'm fine
But
with it. Whatever. Like I
Monique,
say, I was
in that
well,
challenge,
was
great.
Yeah, she was.
In that challenge, she was great. So that's why, and like I said, she's up and down, up and down, up and down.
So the looks were fine. That was not a twist. The double lip sync was not a twist. Let me tell you. So the same thing. If you remember back in the day when
well, no, I'm just saying the twist of it, meaning
it's not a twist though. Well, it was a twist to us, but here's the thing to me. Stop pretending like your audience is dumb. This isn't 15 years ago, 20 years ago when people don't understand how TV works. I remember when Rosie O'Donnell got into that fight with Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and Elizabeth was mad. She was mad at Elizabeth, but she was mad at Barbara Walters and the production team because she said that you can't just do a split screen. That's some shit you have to plan. So they sort of made that whole fight happen. So in the same way, they already had two crowns. They didn't have two crowns. They had two scepters at least. So they were prepared. They already had this whole double winner thing announced.
So what they do
Or
is,
planned
what they do for the
behind
finale,
stage.
even on the regular season, The final girls, they make them all take a walk down, and then they play it because they don't even know until unless they don't know who's won. What they used to do.
So you're saying I just misread that?
They used to make all of the finalists act as if they've won, and so when
Right,
she
right,
used
I
to put it
remember
on
that.
television, then you would see the lot, like
So
you see that
if
version.
I think about it, then because they never were shown
You
in the
just see them
same
in-
frame,
exactly.
they were shown side
So
by
they
side.
probably did
but
the
still,
same
I
thing.
still just think all of these
But the
twists
200,000,
aren't really twists. I mean,
you
that's
know.
cute. That's cute that they didn't have to split it.
Yeah, so that's
That
cute.
is cute. So good for them.
And I was watching the video of them two watching. They were like, but she's like, wait a minute, I don't understand. She's like, did we both win? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh.
Oh, right, because I know that they don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So
I-
they must
you know.
do that. But still, I'm just, I keep watching the show because what else is there to watch? But I just feel like
And the
the
new
show,
season's already about to start.
Yeah, right.
Did you see the preview for that?
I did, and I love that they're bringing
Vanjie.
Vanjie back just so I could finally, because I wanted to get a Vanjie shirt and it was like in my queue and I just never got around to it, so I could finally get and wear my Vanjie shirt and have it be contemporary.
Vanjie. That meme is everything. Though when she falls back, goes back into the trees.
Yes. So I guess I'm fine. I'm interested in it, but I honestly think that as the production value of the show has gone up, the quality of the show has gone down. Because they can hire more writers to come up with ridiculous ideas. So now I feel like where before they had like a small production team, now they can afford to hire like more polished, better writers so they can come up with more bullshit like that fucking dating game challenge, which was ridiculous.
That was cute.
And even the script for Sex and the City, either they're all just terrible actresses, which is fine, or it wasn't funny. Like the one that Latrice did with "Don't put those nuts in my face." Some of those scripts were like genuinely funny back in the day, and then maybe they were all just better actresses.
That was probably it because I actually thought the script for Sex and the City, based on the series, was actually pretty good, and I actually liked the way they brought the characters to life
Kristen,
for the most
whatever,
for the most part.
Yeah.
So, but that was hilarious. I was like, who, what,
Right.
what? Like,
Because
I forgot she was even in the damn
I
series.
only watched that show intermittently because I wasn't really big on
I'm such a
SJP.
fan. Such a fan.
All right, so let's get to your girl. Janet Jackson has a. Listen, so we kiki and talk shit about Janet, but let me just be clear. She set the blueprint for almost all of these girls that are out here doing it, including the girls that will never admit it, like Madonna. Like Madonna will never be like, yes, of course I was influenced by Janet Jackson. But she was certainly, every woman that's out here doing this now was influenced in some way, big or small, by Janet Jackson. And she deserves this accolade. And some people are like, oh, well, and I know we were joking in the group about,
I take it for everybody has that.
Right. But some of the girls are like real serious about it. I'm just like, honey, Janet Jackson is going to keep her money one way or another.
Yeah.
Even if none of us individually like her, there's plenty of hoes around the world that love her. But they were like, oh, well, this is like the end for her, this residency. I was like, no, honey, that is a steady check.
Yeah.
For giving a show, and those tickets are not cheap. They say the tickets start at $79.
So all the tickets I saw was $150 and going up to. Actually, they started at $200 going up to $1,200.
And let's just be clear: unlike a tour where you have to travel all around the world, all you got to do is do that same show. So that is money on top of money
Guaranteed
on top
money.
of money on top of guarantee, and that's like a built-in audience because this is like a huge billboard. People coming to see it. People gonna be like, oh,
tickets
I'm in Vegas, and
they're going on sale March 2nd. And I guarantee you, they're going to be sold before we even get to the first show.
So for like the first year, that's going to be sold out.
Well, she's only doing 15 shows right now.
Oh, really? So this isn't like a long term. Now for Mariah Carey, that's like the end for her.
It's only 15 days.
Because like Mariah's like, if she could do this for the rest of the year, just sort of low key get fake lifted, and sort of like, honey, all I want for Christmas.
Or you get that note, she's like, she come back down. Yeah.
if I could do that, if Mariah Carey could do that for the next 15 years and get $10 million a year, she'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Janet Jackson is not that person.
Yeah. So
I mean, she's gonna be singing softly, but she's just gonna be like, pleasure, principle, the principle of pleasure.
listen.
She's gonna be that
your
is
money, baby.
full voice. That is full team get money. Team get money, bitch.
Get your coin, girl. But the dates start in May. May 17th is the first one. Then there's no dates in June. There's 4 dates in July, and then there are 5 dates in August. So I'm gonna see.
You know what? That would be a cute little fall trip. I mean, we can't go if they do more.
But I am seeing how we can make this happen. I got to be on the corner of something. I was talking to Jay about this, and I'm so serious about this. And even
Hohen.
Legionnaire. Listen, I got to figure out how I can make this happen because this at this rate, because I'm such a fan, my ticket is not, listen, I would love to do the $200 ticket, but I feel like in this small venue, just like when I went to see her at Constitution Hall and I was in the 3rd row and I just damn near pissed myself, I need to be somewhere.
You was crying like a little bitch.
Oh
wasn't
my
you?
God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, so we got 8 minutes left, so we got to get to your Brista. Our
But I'm
Brista.
not finished with Janet.
Well, what else is there to say?
I'm just saying I gotta make this. I gotta figure. So if you all want to donate to the Epic Goes to Janet Jackson.
No,
concert,
girl, no. I will not. I shan't. I
What you
shan't.
can do is hit me up on
because I know people that have posted GoFundMe to get Janet Jackson tickets, and I was like,
now listen. Now that I'm
I
not
just
doing.
dashed over that like it didn't
That I'm
happen
not
because
doing.
I was like,
Because
I
quite
am
honestly-
not paying. I'm not giving you any
honestly,
money.
I've missed one concert of hers, so I have a pretty good idea of what the show's gonna look like. But the fact that I'll be so close to her, that's what I'm more so excited about.
Right.
That's
So last time, when last we spoke, Jussie Smollett had been assaulted while he was out getting some Subway or some snacks at 3 o'clock in the morning because his flight had got in late. And he was beaten up by a couple of dudes, and they tied a rope around his neck and poured bleach on him and yelled, "This is MAGA country." And,
that's what he said.
I became the beastly, burly black bitch because, I let a girl have it for doubting.
Hashtag BBBB.
Right. I let a girl have it for not believing Jussie's story. And basically, he and a bunch of other kids were saying that, they were saying, well, why would you be out that time of night and all this other stuff? And now.
So here's the thing. There's this whole thing about this check. There's a check that they said that the Chicago Police Department has, where they say that Jussie paid these 2 brothers to stage this attack. The problem is the check says something about gym
Personal
fees
training
or personal
services,
training
yeah.
or something like that.
Because them 2 brothers are buff.
Right, they are. And also, here's the problem also. This is the Chicago Police Department.
So there was an Onion article that said Chicago police leaned on their long history of faking evidence that was how they were able to realize that Jussie was lying, because they were like, this sounds like some shit we would do. So that's basically what the Onion article was like. You know what? It's
That's
funny
cute.
because it's sad because it's true.
So
While it does look like Jussie made this shit up, I'm not holding out hope. I just feel like everything ain't like the police are saying it is, because let's just be clear, they spent a year and a half telling everyone that Laquan McDonald charged them, that he had a gun, that they felt their lives were threatened. That is what they said over and over and over and over and over again.
But the end result was they shot his motherfucking
They shot
ass.
his ass
Repeatedly.
in the back.
Repeatedly.
In the back. And all of the people who said that he charged them were in a position to know that was a lie when it came out of their mouth. So, while it does look like Jussie is probably lying, let's not be so quick to believe everything the police are saying. Also, for me, it's one thing to say that we have evidence why are they revealing all of this evidence? Because to me, that's tainting the jury pool.
Well, no, but then they're also saying they have additional evidence that they said that they haven't released as of yet. And I'm like, well,
I mean, you done told the whole key now, so what are you
telling people
holding?
you have all this additional evidence. And my whole point is that at this particular point, if you have irrefutable evidence, if the facts are irrefutable, the evidence is pointing in one direction, then start this case up and throw
I
his
mean,
ass in jail.
he
Throw him
was.
in.
I mean, he was indicted by the grand jury.
That's
so,
fine
yes.
that you were indicted by the grand jury, but I have a feeling that once this evidence that they're talking
It's
about
going to be
is
a little bit more complex than they're
I
trying
don't think
to
it's
make it
very
out to
cut
be.
and dry. I just don't think it's very cut and dry.
But let me just be clear. So two things.
I hope that
I am not
was
taking.
lying.
I'm not taking back anything that I said to people about saying fucked up things and blaming the victim.
Right.
Because all of the people that some people just said, well, maybe he made this up. Those people, I never really challenged them because I was like, well, he could have made it up.
Yeah.
That's entirely possible that he made that up. What I challenged was people that blamed the victim and said that there was something wrong with being out in the street
looking for meat
at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like there was something wrong with either looking for a date or looking for food or looking for food after a date. So that was what I was challenging, was the perception that there was something wrong. Gays of all people challenging the perception that there's something wrong with looking for a date at 3 o'clock in the morning. Listen, you just landed in Chicago. You got an itch you need to get scratched, and look for a date.
I rolled over at 5:45 this morning and checked my Finder. I was like, who's in the neighborhood?
Right. So so that's what I was challenging. But if this motherfucker made it up, I'm gonna be so mad at him.
Yeah.
Because as a
These
black
implications
person,
are so much more.
as a
So much
black
more.
person, Emmett Till from Chicago. Every time I go to the National African American History Museum and see the picture of the way they destroyed that little boy for allegedly whistling at a white woman, there is a huge, long, and well-documented history of black people being lynched. So this was a lynching. If you lied about being lynched, Matthew Shepard. Mm-hmm. Every trans person of color who is attacked and killed for being who they are, what you did was terrible to their legacy. So if you did, girl,
These implications are so much more than you.
We're going to revoke your black card. Anyway,
and your gay card too, because you're not getting that. No more dick, no more booty, no more ass.
No more dick for you.
No dick for you.
He got a cute little booty though.
And it was a cute little piece too.
Yeah, it was cute. All right, so the BGKH show streams live on Wednesdays on www.voxwave.com from 8 to 9 p.m.
8 to
Eastern.
9. Get into it. 8 to 9.
So that's 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific. Episodes are available on YouTube every Friday. Search for Vox Power 373 and look for the BGKH show with Dominion and Epic. You can also find us on SoundCloud and iTunes by looking for Vox Power 373 and searching for the BGKH show with Dominion and Epic. We do have space for a studio audience, and we would love to see your face in the place.
Come on down.
Feel free to give us a call, not now because you'll get cut.
Yeah.
But give us a call at 240-719-2560. What? They will get cut now. So, Epic, how can the kids get in contact with you?
So you can reach me on Twitter at EpicOnyx1, and you can also find me on Instagram at IamEpicOnyx, and you can also find me on Facebook if you look up Epic Onyx. How can they reach you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DomOnyx, on Facebook, facebook.com/DomOnyx, and my website, www.domonyx.com. And I have actually started thinking about writing new parts of the story, featuring, a youngish silver-headed hoe.
Okay, I'm good. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
All right, so thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.